So Grant,
Peter,
does a human being have a right to privacy in their own head?
it'd be the last Bastion, yes?
Yeah, the last Bastion. Okay, because I wanted to start with that. If a human being does have the right to privacy in their own thoughts,
Yeah.
then do two human beings have the right to a privileged private conversation, that is, sharing those thoughts,
Yes.
right?
Well, as I understand it, the ability to think is the ability to solve problems,
Yep.
and the ability to have a conversation is the ability to hear your own thinking about problem solving. So at the heart of it, it's our fundamental tool.
Yeah.
So we don't want to remove that. That's going to constrain us.
Yeah. Yes, it could be very inhibiting if, for example, you knew that every conversation you had
It was recorded.
was recorded, like this one. Right. So therefore, let's extend that out a little bit. And so there are a group of people who want to discuss something, and it might or might not be commercially privileged. It might or might not be politically controversial, perhaps.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things. So you have a group of people. Do we continue to extend that assumption of a right of privacy out into a group who are communicating about something?
And Chatham House rules or something like that.
Mm.
A formal agreement where no journalist can publish, so we can all speak freely.
Yeah.
So it feels like to me that there's an idea in the background of, how do they put it, machines of loving grace will look after us. So at the end of AI,
Yeah.
the only reason that I'd feel completely safe about speaking my mind broadly and bluntly would be if there was forgiveness somewhere in there,
Right.
which would require maturity to understand that you're going through a process.
Okay, so there seems to be an assumption implicit in there that we've already lost that privilege, that privacy, and so we're therefore putting it up a level and say we entrust the observer, whoever it is, or whoever they are, with proportionality, balance, ethics and morality.
Unfortunately, it ends up at this morality and philosophical thing at the end of,
Yeah.
I guess we're learning that what we put online stays up for a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe the new privacy rules of the right to be forgotten where you can get things deleted from search engines will change the game,
Yeah.
but it doesn't seem to be that way. People who record things normally archive them.
Yeah, that's the whole point, isn't it? And people who like collecting information have no inclination to destroy it because they think it has value for whatever their purposes are. So if I'm a national security organisation, why would I want to delete anything if I can afford to store it because I can mine it continually for the next 100 years?
Well, there's a fallacy there of big data.
Yeah.
So if I put the hat on and think like if I had that job, I would want to keep everything forever so that then I have the certainty that I can go back and find things if I need it.
If I need it, just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
So I think my personal views on this, I think privacy is well and truly over and we live inside radical surveillance. I reckon our phones listen to us most of the time, if not always.
Yeah, phones and other devices, and that's only going to increase, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like if a solution is required, then a solution, for example, a voice communication between us could be end-to-end encrypted, right? Meaning that there's no capability for anybody to intercept or listen to that conversation in transit, just for example. So currently we're, I think, almost about to have a bill that updates a whole lot of the legislation around the sorts of things that authorities can do in securing national security, the economic interests of Australia, the interests even of foreign allies, foreign friendly nations and so forth, that whole industry around security and surveillance and all the rest of it. It's getting a huge upgrade in their terms. What do you think about that?
I don't like the idea of, I'm originally a Kiwi, I don't like the idea of turning up in New Zealand and they have the right to open my phone, to ask me to open my phone, or I have to pay $5,000 if I say no.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
So maybe I have to post my phone to New Zealand first and get on before I get on the plane.
Yeah.
It's crazy on one level, but it changes the game. The only way, and you put it to me earlier today, that what about we surveil back?
Yeah. Well, I have the provocative position that the citizenry who are working and paying taxes to employ public servants and to pay for our representatives in office, we should have absolute opacity and privacy. And as you go up the ladder and you are performing actions and doing things on our behalf in our name, then the privacy fades. And at the highest levels of responsibility, there should be the highest levels of transparency.
Interesting. They won't like that.
They won't like that.
Will not. So
No.
it's a bit about evening up the rules.
Yes. All right.
I like that pace.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Done.